No, I'm not talking about her ability, Isaiah.
I completely get what you're saying. I'm sure she done told him, shut the fuck up. Coach is talking. And what everybody do.
Niggas come at her like that, is what I'm saying.
No, because when Dawn walks in the room, she commands respect. You not finna put no bumfuck nigga a bumfuck.
What about Eric Spoelstra doing the Miami era? How many times you seen Bron and Wade and them niggas getting in his face, cussing this nigga out throughout that duration of them 2 rings that they got? Spit like that, I don't think.
Hold on. And you know why Eric's still standing? Because Eric held his own.
He did, but what I'm saying is, it's taken differently when you come at a woman like that versus when you come at a male coach.
Bro. That's why it's only 30 head coaches in the NBA. That's why. That is why. Because it takes a certain type of individual who commands respect as soon as they walk into a room. And I can guarantee you, when Dawn motherfucking Staley step in that room, when she put that stepper in that room, it's like hockey, nigga. Everybody shutting the fuck up.
That's even a further point. Like, you should you shouldn't be grabbing your coach anyway. But this nigga is a monster. If you got the audacity to grab your woman coach or give a little quick bump to your woman coach,
on Don Staley, I would fly to Dallas and myself,
bro.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, what up? Welcome to the All Grind Sports Show. We are politically incorrect. I go by the name of JC, and this is a milestone episode, I guess you could say, on the road to 100. And we are now officially 1 away from episode 100. And as y'all know, we are going to have a $100 giveaway for episode 100. So make sure y'all tap in, tune in, see what the details will be, and we'll.
What am I cutting of this $100?
You never even send me your. Hold on, you never even send me your address, nigga, for the Turk souvenir you was asking for.
All I asked for was
so we can start there. Let's start there.
I'll send you the address once we get off there. That was my bad. No, I'm just bullshit.
But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been. Make sure y'all continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that. So that being said, man, let's get right into it. First off, we got my youngin' from the So Icy gang, tatted like a biker gang, my guy, Andre the Sports Junkie.
What's going on? It's podcast motherfucking Tuesday. Also, before we jump in, I just want to say shout out, laugh at me all y'all want. Shout out to fucking Cody Rhodes and ending the title run of Roman Reigns. I was so fucking happy. Saw the Undertaker, saw The Rock, John Cena, everybody I grew up watching. That shit was lit.
Shout out Jason Kelsey, don't get a shout out.
Oh, and Jake, yeah, hell yeah, I forgot. Him and Wayne Johnson. They were the sole reason of that, why Rey Mysterio was able to get that dub.
And then we got my brother, man, the superstar in the building. He is back. Been a minute since I got to see him on the screen together. My guy, Isaiah Anthony of the Ant Hill Productions.
What's happening? It was almost another week because, like I told y'all, my stomach was doing backflips before the episode, but calmed down, said, all right, we can get through the episode. I had to agree with Dre. They put on a show at WrestleMania in Philadelphia this weekend. I'm not even gonna lie, like when I saw the updates and stuff, because I was refereeing this weekend, I was like, damn, well, I need to get back into wrestling. Like, bro, they had, like he said, they had John Cena.
Yeah, I've been out the loop for a long time.
A lot, most of the wrestling fans, if y'all remember WWE and Cody Rhodes.
That's my era of WWF.
yeah. Cody Rhodes and WWE had parted ways for a little while after Cody had lost his father Dusty, and Cody coming back all the way now. What was that, back in 2016, Dre? Because I'm not too familiar with the wrestling realm.
Yeah, he came back around like mid 2018, 2019. I mean 2019, around that era, like late 2019.
My bad. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm unfamiliar. He knows more, but I do remember that they did part ways. Like that jump was on ESPN, Bleacher Report, and everything. But for him to come back full circle, and now he's the Universal Champ, ending Roman Reigns' what was it, over 1,000-day streak?
Over 1,000.
Well, I think he was at 3 years, wasn't he? 3+ years?
Yeah, 3 years running. If he would have won that Mania, it would have been 4.
Okay, so over 3 years, Roman Reigns had that title. Yeah, I don't care what you say. Oh, it's scripted and everything, but still, these guys are out there doing acrobatics. They still out there putting their bodies on the line, bro. I saw everybody out there: Undertaker, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Jason Kelsey. They even had Randy Orton, RKO Speed out there, bro. Like, bro, they put on a show. They had Lil Wayne pull up, but WWE did a fantastic job. And the wonderful match with the Divas, bro, and Shawn Michaels and them are like handpicking beautiful, wonderful wrestling women to advance the sport of women's wrestling to a great threshold. It's a wonderful time to be alive for women.
And didn't Netflix just do like a $10 deal or some shit like that?
2026 in 9 months.
I have a love-hate relationship with that because it's like, damn, okay, it's only going to be on streaming. It's no longer on network television. But at the same time, we might get.
Well, that's where we.
No. Wait, real quick. My bad, Jason.
At the same time, we might get back to the old era of that more.
You saw The Rock blurring out the F word?
Yeah. Not blurring out the F word. None of that stuff. Like, fuck this shit. Like you said, WWF that you grew up on, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all those guys. So it's the only thing, like I said, the only thing that I dislike is like I'm saying, not every wrestling fan can afford that premium subscription on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Because it is expensive, bro. Like, we are in a recession. No matter how much politicians and everybody want to deny that shit, y'all see the cost of stuff. So that's the only reason I say, like, that's a downfall of it. But I do understand.
But that ain't gonna stop you from like. Like how Prime got Thursdays and stuff like that, you still gonna watch the games. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. So, like, what I'm saying is, it'd probably amp up like more people going to sports bars. I can get 2 beers and watch Raw on Monday night. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
I went
bring
to
part
a bar.
Of the social aspect back. That's a good point, Isaiah.
Yeah, it does bring back the social aspect as well.
And I went to a bar and grill a couple days, like the night before night 2 of Mania, and it was all on ESPN. And bro, these people are talking about, oh, I got Cody, oh, I got so-and-so. I was like, if Triple H and The Rock are watching this, thank you. You know what the fans want. You're not I'm not going to say the V word because he's not allowed to say that, and we're not allowed to say that name no more, but they understand us. Triple H, like the Damian Priest cash in, total curveball. So I just thought, thank you, Triple H and Rock, for restoring light in WWE again, because it was needed.
Yeah, because I remember, bro, the last time I truly probably paid attention to WWE was probably like 2010, 2011.
Right around the G era. This nigga JC, late 90s.
Bro,
I left that train a long time ago.
it just didn't. The storylines weren't there. The wrestling, like, they weren't pushing the right superstars and stuff like that. And I was just like,
yeah. Once that Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rock, Undertaker, like that, the era I grew up with. Once that was gone, I was gone.
I feel like PG era started to come around like 2000, because me growing up as a kid, I grew up on like the early 2000s and up. I think I want to say after Mania 29, so in 2013 for me, I know it's different for everyone. I feel like that's when they started getting really bad. And you got to realize, he who shall not be named was at the helm at that time, and he just like Triple H.
Like I'm saying, like you said 2013. So I said like that was like a couple years earlier than that. You could just see the trajectory of it going down.
Isaiah said, "I seen it coming before it even."
I was like, bro, I'm like, bro, this shit finna be in the tanker in a second. And like they said,
CM Punk back.
They usually, promote WrestleMania as the biggest wrestling event. Is bigger and better every single year, and like around there, bro, I didn't feel like that. I did not feel like that was the big, like, bro. All the years before, I used to beg and plead with my parents to pay that $50, $60, whatever, even though they never did for WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? And bro, around like 2010, 2011, 2012, I was like, bro,
I got a broken wrist back in the day due to my era of wrestling that we was in. So,
oh yeah, bro, I still. Like I got a little flat head, a little bit from hitting my head, trying to be Jeff Hardy and shit.
I'll never forget it in 2000. Hold on, my bad. Excuse that noise in the background. Let me cut it out. But a couple years ago, and thankfully, me and my homies never got seriously hurt because we had the trampoline and we all knew what to do. The only thing is. And it was fun. We didn't really think of the casualties.
Y'all niggas ain't know what to do. Y'all niggas got lucky.
Exactly.
That's what happened. Y'all niggas got lucky.
This man, we decided to use this. You know how when they get hit with a chair, Steve Austin said you can either A, put your hands up, or you just take the shot like a man. Bro, me and my friends weren't no Stone Cold Steve Austin, so every chair shot they swung, we were doing this. And bro, I'd be like, how are we not breaking our wrist doing this? Like, God, I used to be like, just protect us when you see us do this. Taking chair shots to the back, that hurt. I took a full chair shot to the back.
That's all about Mick Foley, aka
Mankind, Dude Love.
Yeah, aka Dude Love. Talk about what like he put his body through for the sport of wrestling.
He was throwing up after matches. That's how much pain he was in.
I would have been up out of there. First quarter. Shit.
Said first quarter.
First quarter. First quarter. Out of there.
He said first quarter.
I would have went to them niggas. Hey, bro, I can't do this shit no more.
All right, so let's switch gears, man.
My bad, JC. Before we start,
you good. We going.
Thank you for all you've done for the sport of wrestling. But go ahead.
Go. So we gonna switch gears to the game that had more viewers than the men's championship, actually, from what I just seen. And they said that was the first time in history that's happened. So let's get right into it, man. We're going to start off with Iowa and South Carolina and what our takeaways from it. Obviously, congrats, Don Staley. But yeah, what's our thoughts on that game?
Well, South Carolina has been South Carolina. You know what I mean? What you want to say? It was undefeated for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? In their Final Four matchup against, please remind me. Oh my gosh!
I mean, to be fair, Iowa's the only team to beat.
Who does South Carolina play in the Final Four? Who does South Carolina play in the Final Four?
It was them.
No, I'm saying no. They didn't play them they played them in the championship. I'm talking about in the
last year.
No, South Carolina. Who did they play in the semifinal matchup before Iowa
for this year?
Yeah,
NC State.
NC State. So when I was watching that game, because I tuned in a little bit late, I was like, "Oh shit!" But NC State kind of, hanging around.
Said the same thing when they played Indiana.
And then halftime came, and I know Don went in there and said stuff that probably can't go on tape, and was like,
"I was done. I quit watching."
In other words, you can embarrass yourselves, but you're not gonna embarrass me. Now go out there and handle business. And then that third quarter happened, And I said, "Oh yeah, this shit over with."
I turned that spit off mid.
I said,
there it go.
I didn't want to be disrespectful to NC State, but like I ain't gonna lie, I stepped out the room. I kept the TV on, but I stepped out the room.
I turned the game to another game.
I get what you're saying, but I wanted it. I wanted they
just in case, huh?
Still get that viewership. But that game, that oh my gosh. But South Carolina, bro, I mean, this ain't their first rodeo. Dawn has led a few of her teams to this point, and she knew exactly what to do when going up against Iowa. It was a little bit rocky at the start. I was like, woof.
Yeah, Iowa kind of punched him in the mouth at first. Yeah. Kayla looked like she was coming.
But that's all what basketball is about. Basketball is a game of runs, and it's about how you keep them going and how you maintain them. I mean, how you contain them, excuse me. So with Iowa, they went on that initial run, but then you saw South Carolina kind of check back just a little bit. Iowa's still 3. It was going crazy, but South Carolina said, we're going to keep hitting our tools. We keep feeding Cardoso. We're going to keep doing our thing. We keep letting the freshmen come in and drive the lane, kick out. If the 3 is there, we'll take it. If not, keep driving to the hoop. Right. And by God, shout out to Raven, who was the primary defender on Caitlin Clark, because a lot of people after that first quarter would get discouraged. Yeah. Just like we saw, even though LSU's game plan was not as good as South Carolina's game plan to defend Caitlin Clark, but we saw Haley Van Lith. Exactly. I didn't want to go that far, but we'll talk about that in a second. But you saw she said, "I'm gonna keep staying engaged. I'm gonna keep staying in her chest. I'm gonna keep putting hands on. I'm gonna keep making sure that she knows I am there. I'm gonna stay in her airspace. Damn it! And if she takes a shot, it's gonna be tough. And if she make that bitch, oh well, she took a tough shot, and she is spending a lot of energy to get open. And you can see by that third quarter, she was gassed.
She was face guarding her for a good quarter at least.
A good quarter for 3-4 the whole game, and she was on her.
Well, there was a certain point where she was a little gassed, but I'm just saying, like, so how she got to that point. She was pretty much face guarding her type spit, like, yo, I'm not letting you out of my sight, and I'm not going to be done as respectfully as Moki and them going under screens and spit.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Like South Carolina, Don said, we gonna blitz her ass. We have been as soon as she come off that screen, she's seeing somebody else. Hey, ball. You know what I'm saying? So great game plan by Don. Iowa did play great. Like, I'm not gonna say they just folded and fell over. I just felt like South Carolina said, "No, this is our revenge season. Like, we gonna get our coach back to the top of the world."
Taylor got her lick back, and then they got theirs.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. It's unfortunate because I can't call Caitlin the GOAT. I can't even consider her in the GOAT conversation for college.
We'll say that, Isaiah. We'll say that.
But she's a great player.
She took away the GOAT status for me by not being able to take that away. I hate to say that, but nonetheless, shout out to Don Staley. Let me tell you something about that coach. She's got those girls ready to play. Those girls are bought in. They have bought into her game plan, and they saw her vision before any of us saw it. So,
my bad. With that's why I don't get this whole discussion of people talking about a woman can't coach in the NBA. Bro, basketball. Right. If you know basketball, you know basketball. Period.
No matter if you a male or female.
Period. Because I promise you, during my high school years, I guarantee you, if you especially my senior year where I went to a certain school in North Side, the people back home know what I'm talking about. If you ask who's the better coach, they would definitely say our women's basketball coach, and she could probably had us coach. That coach could have probably took us all the way to state. our men's basketball team as well.
But Isaiah, what about this aspect though?
Nope, don't care.
For
Not
one,
bullshit.
talking to the way they talk to their coaches versus how they talk to their women coach. That aspect right there. What's your thoughts on that?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
That is going to come off. It can come off a lot worse because you're talking to a woman like that versus you having a normal bash, you know what I'm saying, with the head coach, like what happens all the time type shit. I think that's one aspect of it. And then you got, what?
Bullshit. Okay. I want y'all to sit up here and think for a second. I'm gonna ask you a question, then think for 10 seconds.
Okay.
Who is the person that said the most hurtful thing to you ever? Give you 10 seconds.
I don't even need 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say we for sure don't need that.
But that, I mean, I don't think that's helping your point though. But
I can almost guarantee you it was a lady. Because women can talk shit with the best of them. And that's a promise.
But that might be the problem though, because it might be more of a,
I don't want to hear that. They can take it and dish it just like niggas can. So in the discussion.
They could dish it. But I don't know, because how many times hold on, Isaiah. How many times you've been told, because I've seen it, how many times have you been told just because you simply having a back and forth discussion with a woman, or why are you going back and forth with a woman? Why are you in women business? How many times have you heard
she's
that?
An equal, because she is an equal. I see women as equals. I don't care.
Right, but I'm not talking about you. I'm saying a perception.
I completely understand that. If we are going to sit up here and treat women as equals and do all of that, I'm not saying get in anybody's business, because I'm not in men's business, I'm not in women's business. But at the end of the day, if we are having a discussion and a debate, we can both be respectful and talk to each other. And even if we get loud, as long as nobody calls each other out of their name and things of that nature, it should be all good.
I just don't think we're ready yet. I don't think we're ready yet. I understand where you coming from, but I just don't think the masses is as ready for it as they're pretending like they are. I think it can.
I can agree with that. It's just and like when I say I see women,
I'm not saying it for ability.
Obviously, in certain situations, there is where you should have chivalry. Like obviously, I'm not going to say certain things. Like I'm not going to get as loud with a woman as I would with a man. If we're. And
how bad does that make a player look? If he does, now it's effing up his brand and spit, you know what I'm saying? Because
at the same
type of conversation as he would if it was a man coach.
At the same time, I'm not going to get that loud with my coach either way, unless it was something just that far gone.
Right, but I mean, obviously everybody's different, Isaiah.
I just don't see situations that get that far gone.
We don't?
You would legit have to call me out my name on that court or something like that. Me personally.
I mean, it happens on both sides. I done seen Popovich straight up get in a player face and say, "Shut the F up," just simply because he was trying to have a back and forth dialogue. So
I'm just saying, you think Dawn ain't never said that to a player?
Oh, she had
girls, yeah, but no, what I'm saying is, Isaiah, like, okay, like.
JC, she's and then also she has a scout team out there that's all men.
No, I'm not talking about her ability, Isaiah.
I completely get what you're saying. I'm sure she done told him, shut the fuck up. Coach is talking. And what everybody do.
Niggas come at her like that, is what I'm saying.
No, because when Dawn walks in the room, she commands respect. You not finna put no bumfuck nigga a bumfuck.
What about like Eric Spoelstra doing the Miami era? How many times you seen Brian and Wade and them niggas getting in his face, cussing this nigga out throughout that duration of them 2 rings that they got?
Eric
spit like that. I don't think.
Hold on. And you know why Eric's still standing? Because Eric held his own.
He did, but what? What I'm saying is,
man,
it's
that,
taken
bro,
differently when
bro,
you come
nah,
at a
bro,
woman
bro.
like that
It's
versus when you
certain
come at a
people,
male coach
bro,
like that.
bro. That's why it's only 30 head coaches in the NBA. That's why. That is why. Because it takes a certain type of individual who commands respect as soon as they walk into a room. And I can guarantee you, when Dawn motherfucking Staley step in that room, when she put that stepper in that room, it's like hockey, nigga. Everybody shutting the fuck up.
He said it's like, yeah, man. Honestly, personally, I think watching what Staley has been able to do, not just this year, but the things that she's been able to do and get these girls, the heights they've been able to reach. They've what, 3 championships in 7 years now under Staley, if I'm not correct. I mean, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on. I think this is their third.
This is their third. I just don't know if it
years.
was a 7 year.
Third one, Isaiah, I think if you look it up, but I think I'm right. I think it was 3 and 7 years. But more importantly, bro, it's just the way everyone was Caitlin Clark, but Staley and that South Carolina team was not phased. I mean, they may have had their.
But Jerry, again, I'm not
saying you can't stop her. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't possibly stop her, but the fact that they were able to weather the storm and pull out that victory and make it, hey, this is a group thing. Caitlin's not going to beat us by herself. No.
Jerry, again, I'm not talking about her ability though. I thought Becky Hammon is also somebody who was capable of coaching at the NBA level. They're capable. Like, she was supposed to take the reins from Pop when he was done. Well, and I agree with it happened, but I'm just talking about things.
Don't use that example.
Have nothing to do with basketball.
Hold on, because Popovich sat around and saw Wemby pop up on the radar and said, "Hold up, let me stick around for a minute. I got me another tower." Pause to put in the post and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. I honestly believe.
And then what, Isaiah? What about like simple spit? I got to sit there and wait to get dressed for my coach, so my coach could come in and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, even little spit like that. It's like,
my question is, how often do y'all think that the head coaches are around these niggas when they are butt ass naked?
When they get ready for the game. When they're getting ready for the game, I'm not saying this.
Bro.
You're saying that's not enough to say don't put you in here.
I want next time you talk to your cousin, ask him how often the coaches around them when they butt ass naked. Then how about that? That's what we'll solve. That's what we'll solve. If he said it's very few times, it probably close to never. I don't want to hear that ever brought up again.
Okay,
because
that's fair. That's fair.
Who is in an NBA locker room? Period. That's period. Fair.
And there's assistant coaches right now.
And my other thing is, so do we not have women health trainers? Huh?
No, that's what I said right now. There's women assistant coaches.
And I was just about to say,
yeah, you're right.
I know they've seen plenty of stuff that they probably weren't.
But if there's ever an error, you want to be careful with that type of spit. It's 2024.
No, I'm not saying that these guys are necessarily on purpose. Oh, flashing these people. But what I'm saying is, bro, if you're a health trainer, they have the health room right there, like right in the locker room. So if a player's coming to get taped up, it wouldn't be completely impossible for you to see somebody walk past, one of the players naked or whatever. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is Dawn is a grown, mature woman. I'm sure that there ain't nothing that any of these men got that she ain't never seen.
Yeah. Like, no, that's real.
I'm just saying that's what most grown women say. Boy, you ain't got nothing I ain't never seen.
And honestly, Staley, to me, she's one of the, I know I don't know her on a personal level, but she's one of those coaches. To me, I feel like she's a straight shooter. She'll tell you how it is. And
must have forgot that she was on that Martin episode back in the day crossing Martin
Come on, bro.
Lawrence.
It ain't a bigger Martin fan you know than me, nigga. Come on now.
I didn't know she was on that episode. I mean, in that Martin.
JC was like, "Yep,
Leslie.
for sure."
I just didn't. I remember the main one. I remember was Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, and then I just didn't remember the other one. I didn't.
The tall white girl.
No, that's Rebecca Lobo. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that was.
I just didn't remember that Dawn Staley was the third woman in 3-on-3 because they was playing.
Yeah, Martin, I remember that shit.
But yeah.
I got a scenario for y'all, right? So let's say Dawn Staley is the coach for the Dallas Mavericks, right? And Luka gets mad at some type of interaction or whatever, looks at her dead in her face and points like, shut the F up, goes to sit down on the bench. And then he's getting killed saying like, oh, you wouldn't be doing that if that wasn't a black woman. You wouldn't do all that. Isaiah, what would be your response if Luka's getting killed for something like that?
I mean, like I said, you probably shouldn't talk to your coach like that anyway.
No, I feel you, but the reaction is different, right? From the mass.
Completely. Absolutely. But I don't think I just wouldn't take that as much, bro. Like I'm sorry. I completely would not take that as too much, bro. Like people would blow it out of proportion completely. And then he starts getting some people label him as a racist, the extremists and stuff. But I would not take that as too much, bro.
Like, even though it's a different sport, Kelsey just did that to his coach in the Super Bowl and then went on like nothing even happened. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was about to.
Well, hold on. No.
And a woman.
Kelsey grabbed that nigga. That's where he went wrong.
It was because he got in his face like that. He was, But you're right. But I mean, okay. That's even a further point. Like you shouldn't be grabbing your coach anyway. But this nigga is a monster. If you got the audacity to grab your woman coach or give a little quick bump to your woman coach,
on Dawn Staley, I would fly to Dallas and drop my stuff,
bro.
You talking now? Well.
I'm with you though.
Nah, that I ain't
nigga said I will fly to die.
I'd be like, where Luke at?
He said, I'm on my way, Don. I'm on my way.
Oh man.
You wouldn't even have to worry about that.
All right, let's go. Final four. We already pretty much talked about the NC State game. So Iowa and UConn, that's how Paige went out in a very controversial way. I know y'all talked about it a little bit, but what's y'all thoughts on that game?
I'm curious because maybe you guys could give me better. I saw the call, obviously, because I watched the game, but I'm from a referee standpoint. How could you? Was that the right call, Isaiah?
Like I said before, it was the right call, but
I don't think it was the right call.
But hold on, but you said the president earlier in the game
when you said they weren't going to call.
You were not going to make that type of call. There were other screens in that game that looked exactly, if not
similar,
exactly, very similar.
It was a very weak call. In my opinion, if anything, because I didn't see much from that call to say.
At the end of the day, you could see Aaliyah lean and stick that leg out a bit.
This leg stick out, yes, nigga, wasn't no lean.
Open off the curl, which I didn't understand anyway, because who was coming off the curl couldn't hold her anyways. Okay. She took the elbow and then leaned out a little bit like that.
She came in. I seen her come, said it, and then got the F on. That's what I saw. So I don't know. Like I said, at minimum, it was a weak call, if anything. And it
outside of that call,
it was an effed up ending to a potential great finish.
Yeah, honestly though, outside of that call,
because Iowa had a complete meltdown that they pretty much got saved from, in my opinion. Now,
yeah, I was gonna say towards the very end of that game, bro, you could tell UConn was putting the pressure on. That late game stretch when Iowa was just trying to get to the finish line, waiting for it to hit, they applied pressure and they forced Iowa into
the game shouldn't come down to the black and white, man, for the most part. That's not what it should come down to where that was the vocal point. I think when they did that, they gave Iowa the game.
That's the problem y'all have with it, though. That's the problem, bro. At the end of the day, the referees are a part of the game. So then, she would have got fouled at the hoop, and a no call.
That's different. You actually fouled her, then that should be called.
She actually did foul her, but like I said,
I didn't see that.
The president at the beginning of the game that type of screen would not be called. That's why. And that's because these niggas in the NBA do moving screens 24/7.
And you're not lying, bro. There's the pick and roll, bro. They're screening all the time. Bro,
what, bro? Nah. You got to see this clip. Nah. Hell nah. Nah, I'm not letting you get away with this. All ground screen share. Let's do it, man. Come on, enable it, host. Enable it, host.
He said enable it.
I got proof now.
I mean, I watched it live and I've been watching it since. I still stand on.
Now, before we
stand on.
We do not own any of this video property. This is property of the NCAA.
Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you. And I got the description covered like I did last time.
All right, so hold on. Let me go ahead.
We do not own the rights to this clip.
Not
Isaiah.
me, not Isaiah, not JT.
We do not own this clip.
He put the emphasis on we do not.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
Now we see her come down, right? Pass the page. Watch. This is not this screen. This is not the screen.
Nigga, I watched the game. I know what the screen was, nigga. Play the clip.
This is for the viewers at home. This is for the viewers at home. Look, hey, this is a real referee talk. I do this every week. You've had your moment. Now, here we go. Do you see this? Do you see this? See.
This nigga got everybody spit freezing now.
You can see her foot not set. Look at that, bro. Her foot is not set. That is a she like I said, she slid her leg and her arm out. Bro, that is not a set screen. That is, bro, but at the same time, we saw that screen happen like 4 or 5 times in the game. And that's why everybody is upset. They're also upset because Braun ass getting up there while he's setting moving screens 24/7. While AD setting moving screens. If like truly to officiate like a high school or college game, you cannot watch an NBA officiated game. It is not the same. That is a moving screen. And unfortunately, it happened at the worst time, and they had not called that earlier in the game. If they had called that early in the game, it's likely that screen doesn't even happen.
So I just don't like how these niggas got saved from choking the game off.
They did. So hold on. So then Caitlin goes down, makes one free throw, misses a second. They don't get the rebound. UConn had a timeout.
You're right. But that's a whole different scenario. Free throw versus you're down one, and I'm likely about to get a wide open jumper with Paige.
No,
I'm about to get a wide open jumper with Paige and you down one. Let's get a rebound
bro,
and then we got to come down and do a play anyway.
This is crazy. I just showed you video proof. I stopped that bitch where it showed that she fucking slid over and was in a moving screen. And I agreed that unfortunately, because they did not set the precedent that they won't call this early in the game, when it happened in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and earlier.
You have called that?
If I had set the precedent early in the game, yes. But me, with moving screens, yes, I usually do let them know. Bro, I'll give you a warning in the first quarter. Hey, bro, to both coaches, hey, you need to let your girls know they need to get set. They like halfway through the first quarter, if it keeps going up, we're going that way. Eventually, you're going to get, I need to get set before I set the screen. Or everybody finna foul out. So, I'm sorry. That was a moving screen. It's an illegal screen.
Hey, man. Shout out Paige, man.
No, shout out. I wanted UConn to win. I said, I feel like this is a year that UConn does what they did back when they were, running through
I had them losing the SC anyway, but I did have them beating Iowa. And so I was mad because Caitlin snatched my bread from that LSU game. So I need to get back.
But yeah, I figured that I just
forgot you lost money off of that.
Better overall team.
Nah, because UConn took care of business for me, but man, Caitlin turned into effing Steph right before my eyes. Like, what the F is this fit?
You're like, what the fuck?
That performance, bro, Coach Moki, great coach. I'm not gonna take nothing away from her.
Oh, you missed that episode, huh? We was talking about that spit.
Oh, y'all, I didn't know. So my bad.
You good. You can pop your spit real quick.
I don't even understand what game plan that was to go under the greatest, arguably the greatest women's shooter of all time. Between her, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, those type, those type of girls. Why would Subert bro? You going under Steph Curry? You going under on Clay? You going under on KD? You going under on Super? That's what you telling me. You going under on Sabrina in a school? Yeah, coach. I'm sorry. I couldn't even blame them girls for that because I was like, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, at some point you gotta say fuck what coach talking about. The game plan is we finna blitz her.
Yeah.
I would have gotten that huddle at the net.
Well, by the time Reese and them did start trying to help blitz, and it was too late.
No, why too late? They started doing it mid fourth quarter. I'm like, what is this?
Where was this in the first 3 quarters?
Right. Is there a world out there where it's possible for Caitlin to be the GOAT without a national championship?
No. Hell no.
Not at all. I'm sorry. I had her at one. Go ahead.
Bro, I'm sorry. I think people really recency bias is really a thing because I really think y'all forgot Breanna Stewart was that girl. Was that girl. Yeah. Walked into UConn as a freshman and made it known she was that girl. Bro, she went her record at UConn during her 4 years was 151-5.
Nigga, what the fuck?
Wow.
$151-5?
She's the first player in NCAA history, men and women's, with 400 blocks and 400 assists.
Oh shit! John Stockton, female version of John Stockton with the assist.
Or is it rebounds and assists? Hold on. Let me look at my tweet. Hold on. Let me look at my tweet because I want to make sure I get it right. But she won 4 national championships. 4.
He was there for how long?
She was there for all 4 years.
4 years.
And she won a title in all 4?
Every year.
What
Every year.
the fuck? That's crazy. Hey, you learn something new every day. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that stat line up. I'm about to go look that up too. Bro, I'm so
people
JC, I'm so glad
right, man.
you did the fucking
it is a tad
show.
of recency bias, and people just be ready to crown that whoever that next person is or what they saw. A lot of people are just getting into women's basketball anyway, so this is what they know.
And honestly, I want to go out there and say this on a note real quick and say,
I was right.
I did.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, she is the first NCAA basketball player ever to tally 400 assists and 400 block shots in her college career. And you're gonna sit here and fucking tell me, bro, you're gonna sit here and tell me, I'm like I said, I am not saying Caitlin Clark ain't that girl. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark ain't no hooper, but bro, you're not finna tell me that she's the college GOAT over Brianna Stewart, 4-time champion, 4-time NCAA tournament most outstanding player, 3-time consensus national college player of the year, 3-time Honda Sports Award, James E. Sullivan Award, 3-time first team All-American, 3-time AAC player of the year, Gatorade national player. Oh, that's not her high school stuff. My bad. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nah, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that, bro. And that's just tip of the iceberg. Like that's just tip of the iceberg. Do I need to look up Maya Moore? Like, bro, I can just go through UConn.
Her literal idol.
That's what I'm saying. I can just go through UConn. Like that I can legit just go through UConn. And unfortunately, because accolades do matter when you're ranking and stuff. Maya Moore, 2-time champ, 4-time All-American. National College Player of the Year 2 times. Wooden Player of the Year 2 times. AP College Player of the Year 2 times. US BWA Women's National Player of the Year 2 times.
Ooh.
Diana.
So that being said, even if she would have got one, would y'all?
No.
Still no. Oh, okay.
No. Did you just hear what I just said? For Brianna Stewart alone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No. Great play. Bro, what she's doing for the game of basketball is absolutely amazing. Not just women's, but the game of basketball. I want to clarify that shit. The game of basketball, period, is amazing. But she is not the college GOAT.
Now, the LSU. You know the LSU Iowa game. That's been I think had more average of viewers since I think it said 2009 or some shit like that for I think spread across all the basketball sports and even some of the big playoff football games. It was a bunch of crazy records that game.
Bro, that LSU Iowa game did. They what 9.7 million.
It was a whole lot of casuals watching that game. For sure.
Bro, there was even more this year. For the national championship game, you had 18.7 million people watching that game. I was pissed because I had to drive to Bishop Gorman during the game, and then when I finally got
I was front and center, brother.
No, I'm saying because I had to go referee, so I had to go work.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and then I pull up. Everybody in the gym, even the people at the scores table got it playing while they.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. You got to witness that.
Bro, I've never for a women's basketball game. I've never seen that. Never seen that.
So that being said, how do y'all feel she transitions to the next level?
Yeah,
y'all think she dominates? Is she just gonna be another good player? Or
absolutely dominates? Diana Taurasi was hating what she said on that fucking broadcast, bro, and she said that because
she got took out of context though. I seen the full.
No. The reason
people took that one little part and made it seem like she was throwing shade and hating.
See, the reason why I say that, bro, is because earlier in that same damn broadcast, bro, when they was asking, so who would you take with the number 1 pick? Out of Paige and Caitlin, he was like, Paige, it's not even close. Hold on.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not
close.
It's not even close.
When she said it's not close, yeah.
That To me, that sounds more like a bias.
Maybe it's something that. But hold on, maybe
it's
how you
biased
know
because she went to UConn. She went. Y'all saw in a big UConn puffer. I ain't gonna lie, it was clean. It was clean. That was the first thing I started looking at. I was like, but what she got that UConn started from? That bit hard. But man, she I'm sorry, bro. It wasn't even like, bro, it felt like them same type of vibes when Carlos Boozer was sitting up there. Yeah, we already got some
LeBron. Was Boozer the one that said that they had players better than him right at that time, or was that Darius Miles that said
Darius Miles, man.
Darius Miles said that.
So they did a later interview, and he said, well, let me explain. Because we had a superstar in our own right, Darius Miles. I don't know.
All right, Isaiah, let's not do revisionist history, though. At that time, Darius was supposed to be the next nigga coming up back at that time. At that time. I mean, I don't know how much you remember that era or not, but Darius was supposed to be the next nigga up and coming, like star.
This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy.
Bro, we're not talking about what we know transpired. I'm talking about what the perception was of him at the time. Just like Sebastian Telfair was on Sports Illustrated and was supposed to be the next LeBron. Like, that was the thing at the time.
JC. At the point when the Cavs drafted LeBron in 2003, he had 3 straight years of averaging 9 points. I don't care what, like, bro, I don't care what potential you niggas thought he had. That nigga was never a super. He said he was a superstar in his own right. That nigga wasn't even averaging 15.
Who the fuck?
I was just saying when he was coming in, he was on his way, or he was supposed to be on his way. My bad.
In 2001, when he initially
that's what I'm referring to. So maybe they were still waiting for the
nigga by 03. He was what he was, a role player. Man, don't feed me that bullshit. Superstar. If niggas was still banking on him to be a superstar by the time LeBron was getting drafted, let's just say Cleveland made the correct choice. Darius fucking Miles, a superstar.
When did Mike? So I remember hearing that name, but I only heard it like maybe once or twice in my life. Like
exactly,
you probably remember, and you probably remember when he was on the Clippers.
Exactly,
that's probably why you know that name.
Because that nigga was never a superstar.
I remember when my dad
been a high draft pick. He might have been a promising young player, but never a superstar.
You know how many promising young players
he was talked about like he was going to be one. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
But for him to go out. Wait, but Isaiah, what'd you say? What'd he say on the interview? He called himself a what?
He said he said that he was a superstar on the team in his own right.
See, he just had to tell himself that to make himself feel good. That's all.
But they was all hating on Brian when he was coming in, like kind of. I'll keep a G on that. I remember that.
Guess what? One of the most hyped games of the season already is, and she ain't even been drafted yet. The number 1 overall, the Indiana Fever against the fucking Phoenix Mercury, the GOAT versus the Rook. They literally trying to sell out the arena already. She ain't even been drafted yet.
But that's pretty much what I was asking. Like, do y'all think her popularity is really and the popularity of women's basketball, which is seemingly stemming from college, do y'all really think that's about to translate over to the WNBA?
I hope so.
Even if it's not right away, like at some point within the next 4 to 5 years, do you think it's going to start getting it?
I hope so. I hope so.
Gotcha.
Because
that's a fair answer.
At one point, people forget. At one point, the WNBA was on its way. When Cheryl Swoops was still in the league, y'all remember when she had her shoe and shit? Her shoe used to sell. So hopefully, we get that resurgence again. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Paige Beckers, whether she declares this year or next year. Juju Watkins coming in. So, it's got to continue. So, bro, eventually, y'all got to pay attention to these girls because they hooping. They've been hooping.
That's what I wanted to tell you. that
Brianna Stewart
something I want to
was my
say.
girl. Was my
Something
girl. Her and Maya Moore always got a special place right here in my heart. Man.
Yeah, and we definitely gonna be doing our part over here on All Grind. I'm gonna have to get my cousin Destiny up here to, you know what I'm saying, to pop her spit.
Honestly, too.
She been telling me out that I was sleep on women's hoops for years. So, you know.
Man, I think y'all niggas forgot that Asia Wilson recently put up, what was it, 53? And it was
you talking about your girl, yeah.
It was straight buckets. Straight work.
I want to say too about women's basketball, not, you know, for both college and the WNBA. You know, a few years ago on Inside the NBA, Shaq made a little comment about why women don't get as much viewership and all that. So I just want to say shout out to the women for not, because they did argue and try to fight that for a little bit, but then at some point they stopped talking and just started playing. Mm. Instead of getting mad and say, "Oh, you guys should watch." No. What they did is they took the viewership.
Yeah, some of that spit was petty. Like I remember even when they went at Iguodala, because he said like number so and so was nice, and they was like, "Oh no, put respect on her name." And it's like, bro, we do that for each other sometimes. Like it, you know. But I mean, I get, you know. To a degree, I get.
You get the gist of what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It was a young lady who was hooping this weekend because we had a all women's tournament this week.
Me too.
This week, and
JC,
bro, she taller. She was taller than me, and I think they like in 8th, 9th grade or something like that. Bro, she can hoop. Number 15 for Meta Hoops. She can hoop, bro. Like, bro, I'm talking about, and then I promise you, she was on a fast break, and I heard a few on the bench say, "Dunk it." So you know, I'm back there like, "Nani?" I'm like, I'm like, man, she.
Yeah, I think once they start getting some of those, I think that's when it's really going.
Bro, it's really starting to get, bro. These girls are really like, okay, if that's what y'all want, if that's what y'all swear up and down that y'all need, instead of us crossing each other up and finger roll and, you know, doing all that. Okay, fuck it. We finna keep on.
There's just no. I think what it is that there's no crowd intensity like a dunk on a fast break or dunking on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always been like, even with men's basketball, that's like the, you know, that's the big thing. Like I remember always even saying, like me personally, I was more into dimes. Like that's why Rondo was my favorite point guard for the longest. Like when a nigga could do a crazy dime, no look and all that, that's what make me go crazy. Like how niggas go crazy with dunks. But dunks has always been like the big stature of like, you know, man, there's nothing like those. Like that's what, you know, lifts the game up. Niggas talk about being on a poster where you literally hanging the poster up. Like that's, you know, that's where that derives from. So yeah, that would definitely help in evolving the game.
I ain't gonna lie. So like how you said you gravitate towards passing the ball in dimes or Rondo. I ain't gonna lie. I gravitate towards the 3-point shot because I was like, shit. I'm not under athletic, but I rely more on skill and footwork and knowing how to pick my angles and pick this and pick that. I'm not, bro. I don't have immense speed. I can't jump out the gym. So I got to figure out how to get my buckets. And I was like, well, 3 is worth more than 2. So fuck it. Let that bitch fly. And then Steph Curry came into the league. Steph Curry came into the league. And I was like, see, I told y'all about that light-skinned fucker. I told y'all 3 was worth more than 2. I swear Steph must have watched one of my games when I was like 12 or some shit. Because, you know, you got them steroid babies in my era. And they was done at 12 years old and shit. And I was like, bro, he must have heard me say 3 is worth more than 2. He was like, I'm going to use that.
Right. That literally.
I'm going to use that. And I got family in North Carolina, Steph. So I know. I know.
My last question on the women's. Should Angel Reese have stayed one more year?
Me personally, I think so. But that's because I feel like she still has a little bit more to add to her game, especially with jump shooting. But
Do you think it's gonna matter?
But at the end of the day,
like if she continues with the energy and great defense and all of that, do you feel like it's gonna matter as much? Like that's not something that can evolve as she go? Or you think she should have tried to add it that last year first and then
that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. I mean, at some point you can't really like these are WNBA players. There's fewer roster spots for them.
She's a great defender though.
I don't disagree at all. But there's fewer roster spots for them than there are even NBA players. And while she is a very big entity and brings in a lot of money, eventually, like it matters on winning games as well. And if your lack of offense hinders the team so much that at times we have to take you off the floor and you're one of our better players, then it's a problem. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to get that bad because she finishes excellent around the rim. Like I didn't realize it. Thank you. Anyways, but you know,
JC was on it. Pause. My bad.
Yeah, so I think she'll be fine overall. Like, but you know, at the end of the day, I mean, she's better than I'll ever be. So shout out Angel.
Okay, let's go to the men's, man. UConn, first school to go back to back since what was it?
The Gators 06-07.
Look at this.
Oh, my bad, Isaiah.
That's all he
my bad.
Thank you.
My bad, Isaiah. I didn't know you were going to say
even though we don't have that under our belt anymore, we are still the last team to win the national championship in basketball and football in the same year. So I still have that to hold on to.
Yep.
I still have that to hold on to.
Personally, though,
UConn football team ain't winning no national championship anytime soon.
Say some shit and then watch them get close.
Off this year and go on a run, I'll be damned.
Isaiah, do you remember the whole I know you remember like as far as you know the history, but how vivid is your memory of the whole like Horford, Joakim Noah and
and
all Greg Oden?
Boy, what a time to be alive to be a Gator fan. So, like I said, so most of my teams are out here on the West Coast through the family, due to racial reasons, like with the Dodgers and the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, my mom's from LA, so most of the teams I like are in LA, but I'd never pondered on college like sports, like USC and all that stuff and college football. I didn't recognize college football until that year when Reggie Bush and Vince Young were going crazy back to back, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I started doing research and stuff, and then that very next year, because what they played in 05, so that next year in 05, 06, the Gators, and they were going crazy, and I'm like, oh shit, it's right in the backyard. that was like the only team that I would say I was somewhat of a front runner on, because like I just didn't know much about college football. But yeah, bro, to be alive during that time, to be able to go, and then on top of that, we beat Ohio State in both of those games.
By the way,
and Brewer hit a game-winning shot against UCLA that year, right? Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that, Isaiah, because when you guys were the year that you guys were, versing and beating Ohio State, the Ohio State's main guy was Greg Oden. I'll never forget that.
Oh, and so yeah, bro, like bro, like the best way to explain it is like when the dude on Swamp Kings was talking about like how every single weekend and day was a party in Gainesville, bro. You gotta think about that, bro. The football team was good and the basketball team was good.
Damn, imagine if you was grown at that time, boy.
Well, them boys was getting fucked up on campus. Them boy.
And it wasn't no prevalent social media like now, so.
Oh no,
everything went.
Yeah, the only thing was MySpace, but like upload video, like bro, you had
but it wasn't, it wasn't like that thing where it's like
around
filming everything and posting. You know what I mean? You might get a picture here and there, but that was about it.
like the stories that they was telling on Swamp Kings, like of them, like how much partying they was really doing down there, because it was just. I mean, there's nothing to do but watch college sports in Gainesville, for real, unless you drive down to Orlando for the weekend or some shit like that. But like, bro, like I can only imagine what it was like to be on campus during that time, because to go to school and talk shit to every like FSU, Miami, Ohio, whatever fan you were, you could not tell me shit about football or basketball.
Purdue, UConn. What's your thoughts on it?
So
did exactly what I expected them to do. I mean,
how much of a chance did y'all give, dude on, big dude on Purdue of possibly upsetting them?
Honestly, it wasn't far. Like, it wasn't. I still had UConn winning the whole thing, but I figured, UConn has a 7-footer and they've been able to bully some people. So maybe with him in the center now
I still got worked out though.
I
he did.
I gave them niggas a 10% chance.
But,
damn, nigga.
It would have took them niggas to get extremely white hot from behind 3-point line.
Oh, damn.
Bro, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sitting up here saying that Zach Edey was like, oh, he's just fool's gold and was just out there. But like, bro,
yeah, it sounded like you just saying he just carried them to where they got, and
I'm not
some point, the team disparity was going to show.
For the most part, it was just like the Dwight Howard Magic. Kick it inside to Edey. If he has 1-on-1, make a move. If not, kick it out, and we're shooting a 3. Because who was tops of made threes during the tournament and during the year? Purdue. And I wonder why. And if you notice, Zach Edey didn't even have an assist through the first half. So they were just like, what they did was they said, Cleveland, we're gonna trust. Don't even worry about scoring. Don't worry about shit, because we know Spencer Johnson. We know that
Andrew Hurley.
Yeah, all of them. We know they can go 1-on-1 with their guys and win the matchup easy. We know that. Just focus on it, bro. If you can make him miss 3 out of 5 times, we good. We straight. If you can make him shoot 40, but below 50% today, we good. I don't give a fuck if he get 30. I don't give. So you saw that at times. At times, Zach Edey missed a couple shots here and there, and then UConn capitalized. And then a little bit later in the game, they started sending that blitz down low with the trap, the double team, and a couple times he got caught lacking because that double team was not arriving in the first half. They just let Cleveland go they let them go 1-on-1 the entire first half.
How do y'all think?
And you know what I wanted? It was my bad, JC.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing. And I'm sure you were going to probably touch base on this, but did you notice in the second half? The reason I feel like Purdue lost this game ultimately was because they hung in there in the first half when he did that alley-oop dunk and then stared at Klingon. That's where I saw the downfall. I was like, this nigga just looked at him, stared at him for a second, and then walked back. I was like, hey, this is the first 10 minutes of the game. But guys, you got to realize, Zach Edey, they shot to end the entire game. Purdue shot 44%. And then it sounds good. It sounds decent, but it was only scoring from one dude, which was from Edey. He had 37 and 10. Literally,
it was only like one other person to get 35 in the national championship or something, right?
And Edey had, I think in the first half, he had 16 of the team's 23 points. And I looked at the stat sheet. I was like, only him and Braden Smith were doing something. Braden Smith had 12 and he had 16 at the time. But outside of that, their bench only had 2 points. Their bench only scored twice. They started the second half 4 minutes scoreless, and that's what you don't want to do against a team like UConn. You can't go scoreless against a powerhouse like that. I don't care if it's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, but Edey did most of the scoring. Period. Point blank.
I'm not saying, and that's the reason why I said it was like a 10% chance. I figured that That's what Hurley was going to do. That he was going to send Clington down there because Clington is not a small guy. He's 7'2".
No, he's
So
7'2".
like,
Yeah,
it's not like he was just gonna like completely just get bullied down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you better go down there and be a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? And pause and fucking defend the block. You know what I'm saying? So, and UConn has more NBA players than Purdue does. They have about 2 or 3 guys that'll probably go to the league.
That brings me to my question, Isaiah. How do y'all feel like Edie will fare well in the NBA?
I feel like that's too early.
You think he'll be quick enough?
It's tough.
I feel like
I do think he has talent. I do think he has nice touch on his shots. I think that he is a good shot blocker, smarter defender than most people give him credit for, and he rebounds excellent. But it's some of the mobility, and can he develop an outside shot?
yeah, because when you get to the NBA, you got to realize when you get to the NBA, these are big men who can now shoot 3-pointers. So they're looking for you to have an all-around skill set, not just dominate in the post.
What about
and would he be able to like Jokic, like a Bam, who can go out wing and what's the word I'm looking for? Handle the basketball. So we'll see.
what about Burns?
I don't know, man. It's
He's
nice
getting a lot of Zebo comparisons, but it's like, can a Zebo last in the league these days?
Exactly. Like they kind of push those guys out of the league in a sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I like his game. I feel like if you put the ball in the bucket, you deserve a chance to play. So hopefully he gets that chance.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for that. What's your thoughts on the blockbuster surprise, Stephon Diggs to Houston?
I had to rub my eyes twice to make sure I was reading that correctly.
And I think it was for what, a 25
or 26, Isaiah.
25 third.
25 third. But that was a huge win for the Texans.
Bro, and look at who they have now. They're gonna have if Dell gets if Dell is the same.
They got more receivers than they need, to be honest.
They did something with his contract to make it where this would be like his contract year. So like they're not on the hook for the rest of the years and stuff, like a mutual agreement. And so guys usually show out in their contract year because they want to get another contract to secure some more money. And I'm assuming that Stephon is going to try to get, one more big or semi-big contract. So I think he's going to show out this year. And I think that it'll be a nice complementary piece with to have him, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and all those guys out there on the football field. I still think that they can use a bigger bodied guy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe another tight end. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. The Texans are in good shape.
Oh, 100%. I like where they're heading. They're heading in the right direction. They have, sorry for my camera, guys. It just keeps going out. But the ultimate thing is, if Tank Dell comes back and is still himself, it'll be him, Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, who's already firing on all cylinders, who I'm hoping has another great year.
And Nico.
Honestly, but my question when I saw that, I want to ask you, because I know how you guys feel about Josh Allen. How do you think this affects Josh moving forward? Do you feel like there's going to be an effect there? Do you think he gets exposed more?
I think
laughing. So that's for sure. This nigga laughing, so I'm already.
I think
we saw what Josh Allen was before Diggs got there. Nigga was on his way out the league.
I don't think it'll be that though. I think he has gotten better since then.
It won't be that bad, but there's gonna be a drop off. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think
that's the one I was looking for.
I think if you're in the fantasy league, that should be one of your top quarterbacks to pick up. Because I still think he's gonna, just rack up his numbers, and I guess Shakir is gonna be his number one now, if I'm not mistaken, since he lost Gabe too. So he's gonna find his top target. He's gonna be doing a lot of effort. I'm out. It's gonna be a lot of running. So fantasy wise, I think he'll still be good. But the record might suffer a little bit more.
And if you look at it too, I was gonna say I feel like there is gonna be not a huge one, but there's gonna be a slight drop off after this, because like you said, I forgot they don't even have Gabe Davis anymore either. So those are two targets he was always.
But I think they finna hit that draft though. I think that's what they're about to do.
Okay, that they could.
Yeah, it's time for them scouts to do their job. I mean, what up? I mean, you didn't want to pay him. He wanted out. Like, I mean, what else can you do? Otherwise, you're gonna F around and lose your quarterback too. So.
And and I just want to make a quick note of what Josh Allen in 2020 or 2021 said. He was talking to Brady, and Tom Brady said, DA left Aaron Rodgers. And then he goes, but don't worry, Josh, somebody will leave you too.
I seen that. I thought that was hilarious. I seen that switch. What Josh Allen is starting to remind me of?
Who?
How a lot of people still like rank and have Trae Young on such a high caliber because of that Eastern Conference Finals run he went on that one year, and he really ain't done spit since. I think that's starting to be Josh Allen's territory, where that
he's seeing the light.
Yeah, I think that Chiefs game is gonna have people like pumping him up.
Is this coming out of JC's mouth? What? Pause. I know. You know what I meant, though. Shut up. Y'all know what I meant. Did I hear that correctly?
I think he's starting to get. I think Jay Allen is starting to get in that territory. And honestly, what's been pissing me off, Isaiah? I think I started noticing that, and I posted this on my page today. I don't see no quarterback get as many passes and excuses as he does in these last 4 or 5 years. Like, out of all the new quarterbacks that's in the lining that's supposed to be the next ones up, I don't see nobody get more excuses than this man. And that's kind of what's starting to bother me.
And that's what that's all I've been saying. That's been my main thing, bro. You cannot
they act like he has no responsibility whatsoever for any of the losses.
My fucking thing, bro. And like I said, bro, I'm not like I go far and shit and be like, oh, he's not top 3 or top 5 or whatever. Because bro, him as a playoff performer, I don't know what it is. Usually, in playoffs, he does lock in. But at the same time, bro, I get that wins aren't completely a quarterback stat. But bro, at some point, bro, you gotta lead the team to wins, bro. And at times, bro, that shit be falling back right on you because directly of some shit that you did that cost.
But Isaiah, too, at a certain point, there has to be a common denominator, because even if you look at the wins that he does have,
no, that's what I'm saying.
It was Mason Rudolph. Half a game of Lamar Jackson,
that's what I'm saying.
Who have you really? That's what I'm saying. You have to look at that at some point. Who have you really?
Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the common denominator. Somebody I'm not gonna say, oh, you need to just ship him out of town and rebuild. I'm not fucking delusional, right. But a conversation needs to be had.
That's exactly, and that's all. That's the point I'm at. That's all I'm saying right now.
Just like with Joe, I said this just other day on Twitter with Joe Burrow. I was like, they was like, because they did a thread of quarterbacks, and it was like, what's the biggest misconception with this player? I said that he's still a top 3 quarterback because of that Super Bowl run. I'm sorry, he has not been available recently. Joe Burrow is my guy. He has not.
I tell people all the time, Isaiah was definitely first on that train. Pause.
Bro, you cannot sit up here and tell me that he's top. And pause. You're not gonna sit up here and tell me that he's top 3 and he has not been available. If I'm going to give Joel Embiid that same shit that I give him for not being available, I'm about to give Joe Burrow the same shit. I'm about to be on the Joe Burrow hate train next season. You get hurt again. Dead ass.
Yeah.
And honestly,
the reason I'm not too hard on Burrow, pause, is it is because I do have like, it's like, okay, like for the cards that you was dealt and what you did in that little time, I do have to give you somewhat grace because you still did more than some of these niggas who've been doing it before you have done in that whole entire time. So I do have to give you a little bit more grace because of that. But that's about where that is.
When I say the Burrow, I'll be on the Burrow hate train if he gets hurt again next year. It's not that I'm not saying he has the ability.
And he didn't play the best when the season started either.
Because you saw
matter of fact, let me stop
they
being.
Never do.
He played trash when the season started.
I was about to say,
they never do. But Isaiah,
he was injured, and I told him, I said, bro, if you that hurt, bro, go
get the F off the field. Yep, you said that.
Get the fuck off the field, bro. But if you out there, bro, I'm finna judge you. You're playing like ass, hot ass, and that shit is unacceptable. So, nigga, the last memory I have of Joe Burrow is of him being a bottom 10 quarterback in this league based upon the play that he gave out there because he said, I can go out there and play on this fucking calf. And he couldn't. That's not my fucking fault. I didn't tell that nigga to go play.
Well, let's do something real quick. I want everybody's top 3 QBs in the league going into the season right now.
Mahomes, Jackson.
Top 3. So I got Mahomes for one as well. But the other two
and you guys are allowed to base it on how you think a quarterback is going to perform too.
Okay. So I'm thinking that I'm thinking we're talking about
not just how you think.
Let me do this. Because based off of last year and their performances, because that's usually how the NFL top 100 goes. I'm going to say Mahomes, Jackson.
I got Mahomes and CJ Stroud.
This may be a hot take. For my third pick, Jordan Love.
Wow.
Oh.
And I thought niggas was too early on the CJ train. You said Jordan Love, huh?
I feel like
because CJ, I don't know if y'all been seeing, but CJ is starting to get that sort of kind of fan base, if y'all know what I mean. Yeah. Like it's starting to, and I caught that early. I said it after game one. I said, hey, I need to watch that little nigga down there in Houston.
Somebody on Twitter, excuse me, talk about some. Nah, I'm finna have to get on the hate train for this nigga because he ain't got no haters.
Yeah, bro, niggas is doing way too much. I'm like, whoa, where did this come from?
And that's what I'm saying. And like my thing is, and the reason why I say I'm not saying
ain't even had the chance for the sophomore slip yet.
Yeah, like my thing. the reason why I think next year, because those are my 3 quarterbacks for next year as well. I think Jordan Love will be better than CJ next year, is because CJ has the benefit of having more weapons around him, if that makes sense. Like this year, not to say Jordan Love, because definitely in that second half like of the season, he went on a stretch where he was just like impeccable like quarterback. But I feel like next year, like, because we saw him struggle in a couple weeks here and there. Next year, I feel like, bro, he might put up 35 plus touchdowns next year. Like dead ass. Like I honestly do. I believe in Jordan Love. I just think that I think that he gonna take that next step. He sat behind Aaron Rodgers for what 2, 3, 4 years, or however long it was.
And we was just talking about last week, Isaiah, me and Dre, we was just talking about how we feel like teams need to go back to that formula because Jordan Love showed that clearly still works. You can bring somebody in, behind a veteran.
Fuck Jordan Love shows it works. Fucking Mahomes showed it worked. They made him sign Alex Smith. Like,
well, I was just using Love because that was like the most recent example. But it seems like now they just try to throw niggas. They so impatient. They just want to throw them straighten the fire, save our franchise today. And a lot of the times you are setting these guys up for failure like that. You know what I mean? You was the number one pick, top 5 pick for a reason.
But that's where I think that's where it gets iffy, because I'm not gonna lie, because like I had told you when they initially picked Jordan Love, I was like, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be around for like another 4 years at least. Why are they picking a quarterback now and he needs a number 2 to Devontae? And you remember even Aaron Rodgers was pissed about it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that goes to show you that Green Bay saw 5-6 years ahead, and they said, no, we're not going to completely go into a rebuild. If we have to, whether Aaron wants out or not, we don't give a fuck.
Right.
And that is one thing I will say I respect about the Packers, is that
no man is bigger than the program.
Yeah, no man is bigger than the program. And like I told y'all about that, like they don't really, even with the Packers, like they don't necessarily push a face of the team. You know what I'm saying? They push that symbol, that G. Right. And so they basically told Aaron, fuck yourself. You want to go to the Jets? I'll trade you to the Jets. All right, Jordan, step up. You've been sitting here.
They're kind of. I'm not gonna say as far as I'm not saying this is like as an exact parallel, but in a way it is kind of like the Lakers as far as like it's not possible to get a player that just built our franchise up so much that he's bigger than the program we have going here, and there's no one who can like kind of grab us by the balls and make us just do whatever it is the F they want to do. And Green Bay has that face, like you just said. To where it's like we don't care who you are, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, who was also pissed off when Rodgers
when they drafted Rodgers.
Give a F who it is, nigga. We're gonna do what's best for us and do our best to put product out there for you to compete. But there's nobody that's gonna be bigger than that G symbol right there. Period.
Yeah.
They told Brett
Favre the same fucking thing. Go fuck yourself. This kid is going to be our future when you retire. Whenever the fuck that is, you're still welcome here. This is still your team right now. But
your jersey's still gonna be up there, the Raptors and all that.
Yeah, whatever. But whenever time does come, buddy, sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
And you got to realize too, it's not. I understand that these QBs they get upset when they draft a quarterback, but like you guys said, we're not drafting to just be good this year and next year. We're drafting to be good for when you leave. Like, again, like you said, JC, you're not bigger than the team. Keyword team, TEAM. You're not bigger than that symbol right there. Like, as you said,
but there are some teams that get a player who's done so much or resurrected them out of such poverty that they do give them that type of power. Mm-hmm. And we see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it don't go well.
Yeah. Like I've said plenty of times on this broadcast, bro. Like, I don't want to put another quarterback in a fucked up situation in Las Vegas. And that's why I'm partially against trading up for a quarterback, because I know it's going to take so much. And we have other needs on this football team before we can send a rookie quarterback out there and say, all right, go be successful. We need a right guard. We need a right tackle. Motherfucker, if we go get Penix, we need a right tackle. Who's going to protect his blind side?
Exactly. No, if you have no, exactly.
So that's why Burrow started getting effed up the way he did in the first place.
Exactly. And get hurt. And Penix has a longer injury history than even Burrow does.
Yeah, and they got this, and they got y'all. I don't know if you've seen the board. They got him going to y'all right now.
I've said I'd be on board with Penix, but at the same time, I don't want to set him up for failure if we not go get.
Well, y'all got Minshew for the time being, so yeah. But you're right. Like, don't throw him straight in the fire though. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like Minshew would be a good guy for him to learn from, though. Because
I'm gonna holler at you about something too when we done with this. I'm gonna give you a question that we had last week for me, Dre, and Ragu. But as far as Diggs to Houston, is Houston getting? Do you feel Houston is gonna get the the one of the best versions of Diggs, or do y'all think that the drop off begins now? Because it's like Ragu says, players get traded for a reason. So
I agree with that, but I feel like with it being a contract year, I feel like they're going to get one of the better versions of Diggs this year, and I feel like maybe you let him walk after this year.
Okay.
I understand that
just let the young niggas take it from there.
I understand that you made the trade and everything, and that's all nice and dandy. But I honestly feel like Ragu said, you'd rather be a year early than a year late on the guy. And I feel like you get him in here for the contract year, let the young kids absorb his veteran.
Are they going for a Super Bowl right now?
Yes, fuck yeah, I think so. They traded for Joe Mixon, Daniel Hunter. They fucking loaded up the box. They said, oh yeah, let's do it. I feel like, I mean,
because my thing is, I think this is their first, like, I mean, it's hard to tell with Tank, but we for sure see with like Nico and like even the other rookie Jordan. Like I would say, I think them playing at the level that they are, I do have to attribute a lot of it to CJ. I think CJ is one of them rare quarterbacks to where it's like I get the best out of my receivers. You don't have to give me the number one. And Jordan Love is like that in his own way too. But what CJ was doing was like,
I'll say this. I feel like it's more on the offensive coordinators. Because
I feel like that plays a big part too.
The NFL is definitely a coach's game, and it's chess, not checkers. Like sometimes, yes, there are certain plays that only certain players can make, but a lot of times it's putting your players in the best position to make a play. A lot of, like we saw.
You think Diggs fits right in?
I mean, I just don't see why not. I mean, I think that it gives because who is that coming back from injury?
The Tank, but he probably won't be back till like maybe like
he suffered
6, 7, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
He suffered a nasty leg injury.
Take over. Either Nico takes over Tank's role, and then whatchamacallit will be the
even Jordan isn't too bad, half bad. Like they got a good receiver core without Diggs.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Diggs will be your X receiver, so it's likely that Nico is going to be your Z receiver, and then Noah and Stefan will switch.
I forgot about Noah. Yeah.
So
it
will give.
They got too many receivers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it will give Tank time to not rush back. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be the good thing. Tank doesn't have to rush back because of their receiver depth. They got what's his name from the Cowboys? The tight end.
Dalton.
Yeah, and they got him on top of that. And they
Dalton
got they on offense, they looking pretty nice. I don't think Mixon is what he once was. So I'm not gonna like put too much stock.
But he's better than Dameon Pierce. That's for sure.
Nigga, I'm better than Dameon Pierce at this point.
Well, that's why they were
that bullshit he did last year. I don't know. We got food daisy to what we thought. I mean, injuries must just really be some cold spit, boy. We gotta have to remember these guys are human beings, and sometimes it takes a different toll on you than it does others. Maybe you didn't heal properly. I don't know, but this is not what we thought. We thought Pierce was gonna be Pierce again,
and it just sucks to see like when guys like when Tank Dell comes back. I hope he comes back stronger and better than ever. But what I hate about injuries, like leg injuries and all that, is the fact that you may not be the same person you were 2 years ago, a year ago. And that's for an athlete, that's a scary thing to think about.
Bro,
Can I come back and perform the way I did?
How much the number one question that is asked after somebody fucking tear the fuck out of their fucking knee, shoulder, fucking groin, whatever, and come back after a year off, So is it in the back of your mind that you might retweet? That is the number, and no matter how much you try to push that shit out of your mind, everybody's thinking about it. Everybody's thinking about it. So
it's even worse when it happened on a certain move that you do often. You know what
All
I'm
the
saying?
time.
Now it's even
All
harder because it's,
the
you thinking of that every time you make that move. You like, damn, and you might be doing now. You might do the move a little differently, and it's a mental block. It's a mental block. We remember, even though it's a different sport, we remember the way Derrick Rose had that first injury.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a move we saw that nigga doing a whole
100%.
2-3 years straight,
100%.
dominate.
Like,
And
bro, like that ass.
I don't think he ever shook that mental.
Because when he first got in the league, I was like, oh shit, well, he's landing kind of awkwardly.
Also, you kind of foreseen that was
hold on. Initially, I was like, well, he might get hurt, and then 2 or 3 years went by, so I'm like, he must do some flex because like they have flexibility workouts and stuff. That prevent injuries, especially joint injuries and tendon injuries,
or strengthen certain tissues and stuff like that.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay. He's taking care of his body. Fuck it. I let me shut the fuck up. And then that happened, and I was like, bro, that one ain't even the worst landing I've ever seen him do. Like I've seen him have probably like
it was the basic little, re-up when he's going 15,
up. I've seen him have 15 landings worse than that, where I thought there's no way he's getting up and he's not hurt. And he'll pop right back up and then run down to the other. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is he made out of titanium or some shit? And like seriously, like, bro, that shit was unfortunate when he got hurt. Like,
and you got to realize too, when Derrick Rose got hurt, man, it wasn't just he's hurt. No. It completely affected the Bulls season. These guys were in their 70s.
That was the day I got on the Tom Thibodeau hate train because that bastard had D Rose out there, and he didn't even need to be out there either. So that's what pissed me off.
I got the same question for Tre'Davious White to the Rams. As you guys have seen in the past few years, when he was on the field, he's easily one of the top corners in the game, locked down, all that shit. But we haven't really seen that sense of a full healthy season from him. So how much do y'all think he has left, and what are the chances you guys think he can be one of those top corners again for the squad?
If he can stay on the field, it's like at this point he is the defensive Michael Thomas. I'm sorry, like, bro.
But we clearly see Thomas has lost a step now. So do you think Trey?
We'll find out this year. We will find out this year.
And it was a low risk situation for LA. So.
Yeah, we wanted him too because I was like, I mean, if he's willing to take like what?
Yeah, I remember y'all was talking about Trey White. Y'all was talking.
I mean, y'all gave him a little bit more money than I would have liked, but I was like, it's not a terrible situation considering.
It was like 1 year, $8 million, right, or something like that.
Yeah. I was like, if he would have signed for 1 year, $5 million, then I'd have been like, okay, we can go ahead and give it to him because I wanted to fill out other places on the team. Pause.
Right.
But I mean, I don't see anything wrong.
I was surprised that they did it still though, because I thought they were just going to attack that position in the draft. But
I honestly thought that these niggas would be, like completely kind of tanking a bit. I'm sorry, like
try to get another AD. So
I'm not even gonna say get another AD because, bro, that's a once.
Yeah, like that's once in a lifetime. You're right.
Yeah, but try to build the team thoroughly because, I mean, stack some draft picks, cap space. There's not a lot of people who are being paid besides Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. So I was thinking, hell, at this point, you might want to
be a year early.
Be a year early. Shit, for that. And like shit, we can go get a young quarterback. Like we appreciate you for the ring. We want to give you a place to compete. You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't think our draft, when we do have a draft pick, I don't think it'd ever be high enough to where it's like, oh, well, let's just grab this QB and try to mold them. You know what I mean? So I think they just
that's what I'm saying.
Let's just ride it out.
I felt like they would once the AD retirement came about. I honestly thought they were just going to play, okay, fuck it, full tank mode. Like, Like, bro, that's not just like, bro. That was like the weight of a franchise completely just being released off of his shoulders. Because, like, bro, I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but he legit carried y'all's franchise for a while. You know what I'm saying? And
that ain't disrespect. That's a fact.
So, like
that nigga he carried our since Ramsey left. He done carried the mid DBs we've been having. You saw firsthand because even your team fell for it. All these edge rushers and interior linemen going to other teams getting paid off of this nigga, and they go to these other teams and they be like, "What? We got Fugazi." And I remember y'all got a piece of that at a certain point.
Corey Littleton.
So that's fair to say for sure.
Outside linebacker Corey Littleton.
I remember when we had Littleton. Yep.
Oh, that shit made me so mad, boy.
The only one that was like, I was that nigga on my own was really Vaughn. And even he wasn't like Vaughn that we knew of, like when that last year on the Broncos. So, but that's like really the only one. Other than that, everybody got pretty much paid off of him. And Lloyd, even Leonard Floyd, he's good, but he wasn't.
No, yeah, Leonard Floyd. No, because I gotta give him his credit. I had disrespected him a couple episodes ago. Yeah. My bad. You that nigga too. My bad.
Yeah, he had, he's had, but everybody knows that, when you got 99, it makes everybody on the defense job easier.
We can pull up memes for days when he's blocked by 3 and 4 people. Like legit blocked by 3 and 4 people.
Bro, he literally said, I think it was the video that you sent to the chat, bro. He was literally at a point where it's like, bro, I just don't have it in me no more to do this whole process. He got tired of that shit,
like
bro.
We had said, bro, that nigga is tired of getting double every fucking
He like, bro, I supposedly lost a step. Why am I still seeing 3-4 niggas at a time, pause, every Sunday?
Yeah, bro. No, he said I still love the game of football, but I do not have the passion to do this shit every Sunday. And I completely understood.
For 18 weeks, including postseason.
Not to mention, after 2021, you had nothing left to prove anyway. You could have walked away then, really. So,
like I said, I honestly felt like he was going to play out the contract. Yeah, 1 or 2 more years on the contract, and he was going to walk off. And I guess that he said at last he was like, yeah, bro, I ain't got it in me no more.
I think he kind of had that Floyd syndrome in a way too, of like, I kind of want to walk away from the game as unscathed as possible. You know what I'm saying? With as least of a beating as possible. And if I could do that now and, still enjoy the rest of my 30s, because I think he's fairly young, you know what I'm saying? Early 30s. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to go ahead and relax, spend the rest of this time with my family without having to deal with the CTE and all that other spit. If I can do my best to avoid that, and I didn't already put it all out on the field, you know what I'm saying? I respect it, man. I'm not mad at AD one bit.
No.
I'm just glad that we at least didn't become the disgraceful. I'm glad we didn't become the disgraceful franchise who didn't get that man a ring before he was on his way out. Because I did not want that.
But also too, can we all gotta say, because I just want to throw out too, like, at least Aaron Donald, now that he's retired, he retires with a good mindset, with good health, and he's not going. I'm sure he still has aches and pains, from here and there, but at least he's not going through it. At least he's not going through it. At least
for this next year, for sure.
Yeah, at least he's smart enough to know, like, I can't do this no more. Some people will sit there and be like, this is all I know.
And Isaiah, I think it was you who said it'll be just his luck. Some big injury or some crazy shit happen, and this nigga be like, I knew I should have left when I, you know what I'm saying?
But firstly, let me say this: rest in peace, Vontae Davis. It's just
we addressed that. But
I know it's just his story is just always hilarious. Him retiring in the middle of a fucking game. That nigga is a legend forever for that. And it was just so funny them telling the story of him retiring in the middle of the game. And then he was like, nah, I think I'm done. And then he was like, what you mean after this season? He was like, nah, I think I'm done right now. And I was just like, like, you know how at peace in a sound mind, you
Yeah.
gotta, like,
That's how AD sounded when that video you
yeah,
shared.
like real shit. That's exactly how AD
Like when
sounded.
I seen that, bro, I couldn't have a mad bone in my body. I was like, bro,
Yeah,
I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
like he was just like, nah, like Vontae Davis said, he was telling, because I forgot who was telling the story. It was some oh gosh, damn, but they was telling the story and it was like, he was like, football is a young man's game. And he was like,
I say it all the time, bro. You
I
cannot
just
put a
ain't got
price
it.
on a peace of mind.
Oh no,
You
never,
cannot.
never. Oh, you could have made 17 million more. Oh well, I'm fine, bro. I don't have like,
Yeah.
I'll invest my money. I'll be all right.
I'm not saying like, bro, because I told y'all plenty of times, bro. This shit is a barbaric, dangerous ass game, bro. There's
You're
no way.
risking your life every time you step on the field.
Same thing. Like I said with Floyd. Floyd could have got 2-3 more $40 million checks if you want to, of them trying to get somebody to beat this nigga. But he was just like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna walk away while I still can. I ain't trying to, rest in peace to the legend Ali.
Yeah.
But he didn't want, a potential situation like that, or how like a lot of these older boxers be all slurred and spit when they get older. To me, that's worse than football, because it's just nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Like just
For 18
headshots.
weeks.
Like, so
Well, no. Well, it's I can't say whether it's worse or not, because like with football, you got 18 plus weeks of boom, 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 and then with boxers, you might
you're right, but you get plays off. All you know what I'm saying? Like
I know, and I get what you're saying, but like for 18 weeks, including practices and stuff, with the boxers, it's like, okay, you doing this for 12 rounds, 36 minutes, 3 times a year. I'm not gonna say any one is worse than the other. That's why I won't say one is worse than the other. Both is like, bro, that I do not want that life for myself at all. And like, I appreciate people like who like go through that and like want to fight.
It's just I think I'm saying that because it's like even in boxing, it's like, no, everything's not a headshot. But if it's not a headshot, it's a body shot or a pop shot, or it's always some type of bruising or beating you take.
I just can't say one is worse than the other. They just both fuck. They're barbaric sports. They are barbaric sports. Sure. You cannot make them 100%.
And we ain't even talking UFC yet.
Yeah, right. You cannot make them 100% safe. And it's unfortunate, but I'm glad that AD was. I mean, he seems like he's at peace. He seems like he is of sound mind. When he's off the football field, because he a crazy motherfucker when he on that football field. Pause. That nigga, when he was talking to himself during that Super Bowl and shit, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah. He wasn't losing that day. He already lost to Tom and them. He was like, I'm not losing today.
So Isaiah, you missed last week, so I wanted to ask you your top 5 QB prospects in the draft.
Like this year or ever?
Right now.
Oh, right now? Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Michael Pickens Jr.
Okay.
My bad. Damn. Over here fucking around revving his motorcycle and shit for the whole neighborhood. Nobody give a fuck. That 5 spot. I gotta go Bo Nix, man. I gotta go Bo Nix. He's been consistent. I'd say he's at that 5 spot quite comfortably.
Okay.
To me, like I said, Jaden Daniels has the most.
So you pretty high on Drake?
On who?
On Drake May.
On Drake May.
Oh yeah, Drake May. Oh yeah, with the right coach and obviously that's with any fucking player.
Any
like, bro, if he is put in the right situation, he's not Mitch Trubisky. He's not, like, I understand that he went to UNC and stuff.
Writer?
No, he's not Mitch Trubisky, bro.
Who's his like peak comparison, you would say?
Josh Allen with less turnovers.
Oh.
With With less turnovers, man, that's pretty hard to ask out of him.
He has that much arm talent. He has the same
Is he that fast?
talent. Like he might not be as fast, but he is a big quarterback. Like he's big. So like that, and he's more mobile than people give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? So like once he gets out of there, it's not like a DP by themselves is going to bring him down. Like he can truck a few guys and get like Josh Allen isn't necessarily he doesn't run like how Lamar runs. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh Allen gets back there and like how Stone Cold Steve Austin in Longest Yard. That's how a white man runs a football. You know what I'm saying? Like he more so runs it like that. Like you know what I'm saying? With that tough fullback type of running back. Like you know, and Lamar runs it more like a LaShawn McCoy type running back. If you know what I mean. So that's like kind of how Drake May is. Honestly.
Here we go with the bullshit.
If,
No.
if the situation is right, like I said, if the situation is right, he could have a better career than Caleb Williams. I understand that he's the big fish. I understand he's the pretty target with the nice sidearm pass and everything, but in the right
Not even just that though. Look at the team Caleb walking into.
That's why I said it would take the right situation. I said in the right situation, but he could. And I feel like he's comfortably the second best quarterback, most pro-ready quarterback. But I do think that him or Jaden could have a better career.
Yeah, I think I had Jaden second in my list.
Him or Jaden could have a better career than Caleb in the right situations. And like I said, Jaden still had the reason why I don't have Jaden second is because he still has a lot more to work on. Now, if you want to say based off potential, Jaden has the most potential out of all the prospects at quarterback in my personal opinion, because he has so much that he can still get better at.
You're saying like if he gets the right situation, coordinator, like everything falls in line, Jaden's like potential is like infinite for you.
Yes, he still has to work on some throws, like with certain touch here and there, back shoulder.
So basically, you think he's a project?
I don't think he's a project. No, I'm not necessarily saying he's a project. I'm just saying there's things that he could work on that would elevate his game even further.
Okay.
Because his athletic ability alone already makes him so much of an enticing prospect that I think he can confidently go get you 1,000 yards with his legs quite easily. But what you want to see is, brother, let's say if the running lanes aren't quite as open during a certain year because your O-line's better at pass blocking than they are run blocking, I need to know that you can go get 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns. That's what I'm saying.
My last question. How differently are we looking at KG if he doesn't get that ring in Boston? How much did that do for y'all as far as y'all ranking of him, of like how much higher it went, or like did it make that much of a difference for y'all?
It made a difference. I'll definitely say that. Like, I mean, winning the championship always makes a difference. I don't know if it was truly a hugely significant difference. I feel like that ring obviously did more for Paul Pierce than it did.
Especially because he was.
That's how I don't know. I won't say it didn't do nothing, but it wasn't just like significant where it raised them 20, 30 spots. You know what I'm saying? Like it helped. It helped his all-time ranking. Like I feel like it made him, because I'm just off the top of my head, I'm not saying what the rankings are, but he was at that point, once he won that ring, it bona fide him as a top 7 power forward all time. And that's just me saying, because I don't want to disrespect the game of basketball. I can't think of all the power forwards off the top of my head right now. but I feel like that ring bona fide him as a top 7 power forward of all time.
But in a way, I think, and maybe it's because of the way it happened too. I think Dirks probably did more for him than KG's did for him.
Absolutely, it definitely
like
did.
if we look at the totality of everything, because KG was
Yeah.
always looked at as like that nigga, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Dirk was pretty much like just kind of under the radar the whole time, even with the MVPs, all that shit. And then it's like 2011 happened, and he beat like this, you know, master super team type spit and showed out that whole entire playoffs. It was like, whoa, hold a minute, we ain't been paying attention to this white boy enough this whole time, and it made niggas go back.
Yeah. If KG would have done a run like that, then of course, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you would have did that in Minnesota and gotten them their first title. Like, come on now. Like, yeah, of course, it's gonna do far more for his legacy.
What's your thoughts, Dre? It was with your squad.
My bad. I'm sorry, Dre. Let me say, Paul Pierce ass wouldn't be on that top 75 without that fucking.
Come on, Isaiah. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Vince Carter made the top 75. Don't do that.
Vince Carter was making playoffs and shit. That bum ass was up in Boston getting his ass whooped.
You know what's funny? Banner 18 this year. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Vince Carter had Jason Kidd and T-Mac too, nigga. Paul Pierce had like that before.
I don't give a fuck if you that nigga. If you that nigga, get it done, man. Make the playoffs. Man, fuck
yeah, my bad. Go ahead, Jerry.
I ain't giving no love to no Celtic nigga anyways, man.
Yeah, but that's Inglewood though too. So
man,
you know what I'm saying? You get a little bit of something because of that.
Yeah, nah.
That's Inglewood High School finest, right?
Yeah, whatever, nigga. He ain't play for LA, nigga.
The LA Lakers. I mean, Lakers.
He had the Celtics growing up. Isaiah, that don't count for nothing.
He love them niggas now. He loved
nigga.
Niggas.
You would too if they gave you $100 million throughout your adulthood.
I plead the fifth.
Exactly, nigga.
I plead the
fifth. Bro, please upload that clip, JC.
That nigga be on the half the Laker train so quick, boy.
I'd be in this bitch full green. I'd paint my house green, nigga.
He said, I'll paint my house green.
I'm sorry, that'd be the first time I fuck the Lakers, nigga.
Exactly, nigga. So that's why I can't even be mad at you. I know how you feel at heart.
I'll be right with Dre. Banner 18, bitch. They give me $100 million. $100 million.
Yeah, said I'll be. But
exactly.
Honestly,
that's why I don't blame him one bit. Ain't like it was his choice. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, and you know, as much as I might get a little bit of flack for this, if it comes down, because I got asked this from a coworker a couple of years ago when I used to work at the mall. He said, KG or Paul Pierce, and I said KG because you got to realize before when
that's
KG
a good question.
I said KG, and let me tell you why I said KG. Because number one, when we got him, he was already popping in Minnesota, so he already had a pretty good like stature. Not saying Paul didn't either, but when we acquired him, you got to realize the year before we acquired him, or they, because I'm not on the team, the year that they acquired him, they had lost 60 games. We acquired KG, and then we win 60 games. I'm not saying it was all KG, but I feel like KG brought that like.
I'm glad you said that because I'm going to bring that up to Ragu now when he be talking about Miami have 47 wins. You just gave me some ammo.
But you got to realize when we got him, we had lost the 60 games prior. So I felt like because of his attitude wise, he walked into that building like, I don't give a fuck. Like I run this shit, or not run that shit as in like I run you, run the team, but as in we gonna get this shit done. We're here. We're not here to fuck.
I think that makes him more of like the energizer of the team rather than like the guy.
That's where
I still would get that to Paul.
What happened, Isaiah? I heard you say something too. Oh, okay.
We have breaking news. We have breaking news. So tonight, Dre Celtics played the Bucks.
And we lost.
Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. As a referee, y'all want to know how many free throws were shot in total during that game?
5?
From both teams?
Oh, so that was 3 off.
From both teams?
What the fuck?
The Celtics are the first NBA team in history to shoot 0 free throws in a game.
Woo!
I need to rewatch that game. It had to be at
I'm for
least
sure
1-5.
rewatching that.
How many
That's
threes did they
crazy.
take?
I don't know. It just popped up.
I got you.
Well, I just seen only thing I seen from that game. I seen that Giannis left, and I'm sad because I know I lost my fantasy championship now. If that nigga gone, so I might as well go on and RIP that.
So the Celtics, ew. We shot 39% from the field, but we made 17 3-pointers on 52 attempts.
How many?
That's also
52 3-point attempts. How many attempts did y'all have altogether?
Yeah, 50. Yeah, so 17 of 52 from beyond the arc, 37 of 59, 37 of 93 from the field.
So 93 shots,
12
and 52
turnovers.
of them were threes.
We had 12 turnovers, which is fucking terrible. 34 points in the paint, 15 second chance points, and 7 on the
check that out.
But real quick, I think Isaiah, I think the ultimate thing that really got it, that I think the ultimate thing that Celtics won here was the Bucks turned it over 16 times and they scored 16 points off those turns. We still fucking lost.
And then more breaking news. Another night at the office for Luka, 39, 12, and 10.
Oh,
16 30-point triple-double this season alone. Shout out my guy, Luka.
If you want to talk about breaking news, the Thunder were trailing 51-36 at towards the end of the third quarter, I think, and now they have a 102-98 lead over Sacramento.
Okay, well, yeah. Let's get to it, man. Let's go watch us some basketball. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. It was a great show with my brothers. Make sure y'all continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's take this to the furthest extent. We are on the road to 100, man. We are finally about to see light at the end of the tunnel. The next time I see y'all, it will be the 100th episode that the All Grind Sports Show has ever done. And hopefully I can have my brother Isaiah here for that one because he was on episode 1. So
I'll be here.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and also, thank you, because we're now hitting episode 100. And I know I wasn't here for episode number 1, but I've been rocking ever since. And I really appreciate that you guys have allowed me to be on here this long. And guys, let's keep, I'm glad we got this going because this sports shit is what really keeps me sane and being on the internet with y'all, on Zoom with y'all.
I appreciate everything you bring to us too, brother. But
man, episode
I ain't got no heartfelt shit to say. I ain't got no heartfelt shit. I fuck with y'all though.
Go Lakers, go Rams, go Dodgers. Isaiah sitting that Addy pause. Peace. Y'all later.